Alright guys, we are back with some more MX versus ATV Legends. Today we are going to be taking a short, quick preview of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Nationals DLC. Now, we have one lap on each track from Fox Raceway through Redbud. It's the first 5 tracks that match the first 5 races of the season so far. And this DLC comes out July 5th. And I know some people have played it already. I've gotten a lot of comments and questions about, hey, after the update, I can't play the Pro Motocross Nationals anymore. What happened? It was a bug. You weren't supposed to have been able to play those tracks. It was a bug on console. I'm not sure if it was for PlayStation, Xbox, or both, but yeah, it was a bug, and I think it had to do with pre-order. But hey, you gotta play the tracks for like 48 hours before anybody else, so there's that. So let us know in the comments what you guys thought about them, if you did play them. But this is Fox Raceway One, and this was probably my favorite track. A few reasons. It was rough, it had good ruts on it, it was made really well in the game, it was very flowy and challenging at the same time. But also because this was the track I played the least in MX vs ATV All Out. This track did not come to the game until well after the DLC had been released in that game. Just didn't play on it very much. It was kind of at the end of the time I was playing All Out, so we just didn't play it very much. But all these tracks can be rode in free ride, similar to the way it was in All Out. It has the extra stuff. So for Fox Raceway here, it has the vet track, that abandoned Supercross track up at the top. So we might check out all that stuff in a separate video after we check out all the tracks. But for today, again, just one lap or a hair past it if we got a big fat whip for you or something. But we are going to be switching over to Hangtown. And I did see this race in real life. I've seen 2 races this season. I know it sucks, but we've seen 2 races this season, Hangtown and Lakewood, Thunder Valley. Those are the 2 races we've seen. This track, the tracks all appear to be very accurate to the way they are laid out in real life. If you have noticed stuff or was at the race or ride the track or whatever, and there's some differences, please let us know down in the comments, because maybe nobody else cares, but I find it fascinating if there is some differences. You know, maybe the track made a few last minute changes and they just couldn't do it in the game. So it's not like I fault Rainbow Studios for maybe not having it exactly the same. It's very close, but Hangtown here was awesome. I really love the changes they made to the track from All Out. But this was probably the toughest track. I spent the most time on this one because it's really easy to carry too much speed into the corners on this track. I mean, all the tracks are outdoor motocross tracks, so you have more speed. They're rough and rutted, but Hangtown in particular, it was so easy for me to want to brake too late and then, you know, go past the corner, go flying off the track because we just had too much speed. This track was probably the most tricky for me to do that, but overall, the new section, the way the track is at the end here, is, in my opinion, more fun to play than it was in All Out. It was definitely a good change. So, yeah. 2022 Hangtown here. And then we switch over to Lakewood. And this was the track, the other race I saw. And I do watch a ton of Dio. Got a plug for him there. He's on YouTube. I love his videos. I can relate to him. Just the stuff he does and whatnot. It's awesome to watch, so I encourage you guys to go check him out. But this track, it feels like it was pretty accurate for the most part. This first part appears to be changed and is a bit different from the way it was in All Out. And I'm gonna keep comparing them to All Out because that's the the only other place we really have them besides, you know, mods for other games. But yeah, this first part does appear to be different. This was the race that Cairoli, I believe, got the whole shot and led for a while. So it feels like it's pretty close. I mean, it's hard to tell from watching the real life race versus the video game here, but the real life race, it appeared to be a little bit different, but for the most part, pretty accurate. You know, I feel like they did a pretty good job. Now, that big triple, I've seen Dio hit that many a times, and I've been there in real life, and it just, I mean, I'm not even sure that was there when I was there. I was there when Ivan Tedesco went 1-1 on his Honda, and I believe Ashley Foylik won the women's race. So I'm not even sure that triple was there. I don't remember, but I've seen Dio hit it a bunch. I've seen the pros hit it. It feels like it should throw you up a little bit more, but I can't really comment on it because I don't ride the track. I've never actually rode it. I've been there, so we're closer, but I've never rode it. So you'll have to let me know in the comments if you are more familiar with it, how well they did this track. But this track, it kind of, it's special to me because, I don't know, I just have a different relationship with this track than I do any of the other Pro Nationals besides Unadilla. And this is High Point. Now, I feel like they did a really good job on this track. It is very rough, very rutted, and pretty similar to the way it was in All Out. I don't notice too many changes. I think maybe the ruts aren't as deep. They feel more shallow, and they don't feel as sharp. They feel like they maybe rolled them off a tiny bit, and I'm assuming it just makes it easier to play in the way this game is, the way the ground physics are in this game. It probably just works better, right? Now, this track is kind of like you have to go a bit slower to go faster, because it's still easy to push out over the ruts. I mean, the game has some slide in it, which is great, and I'm fine with it. I like it that way, especially after the patch, but it's really easy to want to try to go too fast when you get into the rut, and then it is pretty easy to push up over it. Not super easy, but try to go too fast, you know, fifth gear, like in All Out, yeah, you're gonna go up and out of that rut. So just take it easy and try to be a bit smoother, and it works pretty darn good. But the only thing I saw of the real life event from this track was the highlights. That's it. It sucks. We've only seen 2 races this season, but you know, that's just the way it is. I think the biggest change is probably this part right here, right before we finish, how it kind of cuts across the start straight and then comes back around the start straight. Kind of a weird change, but you know, whatever. And this is Redbud. We switched bikes. Excuse me. We switched bikes and went over to the YZ450 and are in first person. I do plan on doing a lot more first person here in the future. It's just an amazing camera angle. I like it a lot, and we just don't do it very often. So I want to make a point to do it a bit more. If you're more of a third person player like me, don't worry, it'll come back, but I do want to do, or third person will come back, but I do want to try and do some more first person stuff. But this track is very similar, if not the same as it was in All Out. There isn't too much change, but hey, we got the leap, baby. We got the Larocco's leap, which is awesome. Fun to hit, fun to play. The track works good. I just don't have too much to say about it. The biggest complaint I have about the Nationals is I did run into some millisecond frame drop. It would like, the game would like freeze up for a millisecond, and it was annoying, but it didn't affect my gameplay really. It's not like it was a hard freeze. I know consoles have had some issues with that, but on PC it's been pretty much fine. The only other place it really does it is in the desert canyon biome. The frame rate will get kind of freezy there and drop. But let me know in the comments if you've played the tracks or if you've been to the tracks in real life, how you're liking them, how accurate they are, and all that stuff. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.